A year ago, I sealed our new cedar deck with this Reseal natural cedar color. Well, in a year's time, exposed to the sun and the elements, especially out here, it took its toll. So it's time to reseal it. To prepare the deck for sealing, first I'll sweep off the loose dust and dirt, and then I'll use a solution of 3 parts water to 1 part household bleach. As recommended on the can of sealer, use 1 part bleach to 3 parts water to clean the deck. This will kill any algae and mildew and brighten the deck up as it was originally. I'm using this old soft brush for washing vehicles so I don't raise the grain too much in the wood. Of course, you want to wear old clothes when you're doing this, and gloves. I let the bleach soak there for a few minutes because it will help kill any of the algae or mold that is in the grains of the wood. And it's a nice overcast day, so it's not drying too quickly. Also, it's best not to use a pressure washer because that tends to raise the grains up too high and tear up the wood. Looks pretty good. Hi, Lily. You like the nice clean deck? Well, according to the instructions on the Reseal can, allow 48 to 72 hours, depending on the weather conditions, to allow the wood to thoroughly dry. Well, the next several days are supposed to be more summer-like with bright sunshine, so I expect we'll be good to go. What do you think, Lily? Well, I hope I rinse it out good. Lily, does that pass inspection? She's licking up the water. So it's been 3 days since I cleaned this small cedar deck, and we've enjoyed warm, sunny, late August weather. So this is about as dry as this wood's going to get. A perfect time to apply the oil-based seal. But first I'm going to do one final sweep with the leaf blower to get any dust that has landed over the last few days. This will be my second coat of Reseal that I applied on this deck about a year ago. It's held up pretty good with the exception of the areas exposed to direct sun and weather. I decided not to strip all of the seal off, mainly because of the work involved and the risk of damaging the wood. Instead, I'm hoping that the seal will sink in and blend in with the original coat. Once again, I'm going to spread it using brushes. It's a small deck, so it won't be that difficult to do, and it will use less material. First, I'm going to stir the can of Reseal, mix it up real good, and then I'm going to try a little test spot. It says to turn it upside down for a while and shake really well. I did this a few minutes ago. Now I'm going to apply some seal to a test area to see how well it blends in. The lighter color with the darker color. Feather it out a little bit here. Give that 5 or 10 minutes and then see what it looks like. Well, 10 minutes later, it looks like it's blending in really well. I think I'm okay to do the whole deck. Let's get started. These boards really didn't take the weather much, so I shouldn't have to put a lot of seal on it. I'm using this piece of cardboard to set the can of seal so it doesn't leave a ring on the deck. Again, these boards are really not absorbing too much of the new seal. They were out of the weather for the most part. Feather it out, blend in. The brush is really good for working the seal into the cracks. A roller wouldn't do as well. Combination would work fine though. Make sure there's no pools of seal. I can tell it's absorbing in quicker here on the more weathered boards as we move out away from the house. Blend it in a little bit. I'm going to continue with 5 boards at a time. That will make it even for the remaining part of the deck. Three-quarters of the deck is done. Really white wood here. Interesting to see how well this blends it in, all one color. That's why I'm stroking it back and forth so much to really get it in the grains of the wood. Last 5 boards on the top surface of the deck. These last 5 boards are the most weathered. Hold on. That took me less than 2 hours to apply Reseal on a 12 by 8 foot deck. This is the second coat, mind you, but I only used 1/4 gallon. Stored properly, I can use this again for another couple of years. Fantastic. And the still wet deck looks pretty darn good. Even the more weathered boards look a rich golden color. I'm pleased with the results. I'm going to do a gentle wipe test to see if any of the seal comes off. A little bit. There are places. Well, I'd say by the end of today, a record-breaking temperature day, we should be good to go for using this deck. Now the hot summer sun is striking part of the deck. It won't reach it all, but it will certainly accelerate the drying time. Well, the second coat of Reseal, a year later, looks really good. I hope it lasts a whole year. It rained last night, 3 days after I sealed the deck. As you can see, the oil-based Reseal is doing the job.